Join me as I dive into the challenge of uncovering how my online habits are being tracked and sold without me even knowing. Today I want to talk about something that might make you feel a bit uneasy, something that affects all of us but often gets swept under the rug. Mindful data usage and how our online habits are being monitored and sold without our knowledge. Data privacy is a pressing concern that affects us all. It's an issue that's often shrouded in mystery, with many of us having no idea how our personal information is being used. The lack of transparency is staggering, and it's imperative that we start paying attention to what's happening behind the scenes. Our personal data is being collected, analyzed, and sold to the highest bidder, often without our consent or knowledge. This can lead to some serious consequences, from targeted advertising to identity theft. It's a wild west out there, and it's up to us to take control of our own data. Another major risk is the sheer amount of data that's being collected, often without our knowledge or consent. This data can be used to manipulate our decisions, influence our opinions, and even predict our actions. It's a slippery slope, and one that we need to be careful about. What's even more alarming is that many companies are taking advantage of our lack of knowledge using confusing language and complicated terms to hide their true intentions. It's our job to be vigilant, to educate ourselves, and to demand more from the companies that we trust with our data. When you think about data tracking, you might think of cookies, those small text files that are stored on your computer. But cookies are just the tip of the iceberg. There are trackers, beacons, and pixels, all designed to collect as much information as possible about your online habits. Add to that the various entities involved in collecting and selling your data, from social media giants to data brokers, and it's a complex web that's hard to untangle. It's not just companies either. Governments are also getting in on the action, using data to monitor and control their citizens. The situation is dire, and it's time we started paying attention. But just how bad is it? Well, let me tell you, it's worse than you think. Your data is being collected, analyzed, and sold on a massive scale. A single company can collect hundreds of millions of data points on a single user, and that data can be used to create detailed profiles of your online habits. For example, in 2019 it was revealed that a data analytics firm had collected personal data from millions of Facebook users, data that was later used to influence the outcome of the US presidential election. It's a chilling example of just how far-reaching the consequences of data misuse can be. So what can we do about it? First and foremost, we need to be aware of our online habits and the implications for our privacy. We need to take control of our data, using tools and services that respect our privacy. We need to demand more from the companies that we trust with our data, and we need to hold them accountable when they fail us. It's a big task, but it's one that we need to take seriously. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of mindful data usage. I'd love to hear your thoughts on data privacy in the comments below, and be sure to check out my next video on protecting your online information. Remember, your data is yours, and it's time we started treating it that way.